Well, we got to start with, even though it's usually the kind of Sunday night game that I would say, why are we talking about that? But what happened to the Giants and this isn't, I'm not trying to stick
No,
it to
you're
you.
not.
I picked the Giants to win the damn game.
Yeah, I know you did. I know.
The Cowboys won 40-0, and at a time when the NFL prides itself on so many close games, and it sends out the email every week boasting at how many close games there were and lead changes. That's what they like because it keeps people engaged as long as possible. I mean, last night it's 33-0 in the third quarter. It's like, why is anybody even watching this?
Yeah.
What's the point? What are the numbers going to be for last night? I expected a mammoth rating, and it's going to peak at 8:30 and then go straight downhill. But look, biggest shutout win for the Cowboys in franchise history, and DeMarcus Lawrence is saying, I'll have to put the league on notice. This is a prime example of a dynamic that we see in football from time to time, where a couple of weird things that happen early.
Yeah.
Play here, play there.
Right.
And the avalanche is on, and there's nothing the other team can do about it. It's too late to avoid it. You got to keep it within 17. Otherwise, it does get out of hand.
Yep.
They start teeing off with the pass rush.
Exactly right.
You've
You
taken
panic
the run
as the
game
team
out.
is
Yeah.
down.
Oh, my God.
I got to make something happen now.
And you just get to the point where you accept collectively, it ain't our night. And so I don't want to take away from what the Cowboys did because they made the plays early when it felt like the Giants were that first drive.
Yeah, it looked kind of good.
Right down the
okay,
field.
The Giants look like they're like they did last year.
Yeah,
Here we
hey,
go.
Here we go. Even better. Even better.
Right.
Daniel Jones stepping up year 2. Brian Daboll, Saquon. Oh, hey, a contract issue. No problem for him.
Yeah, right.
And then that sack on third down.
Yeah, bad snap or
That's a bad snap.
Right.
Ball's back there. That's right.
Right.
And then, okay, long field goal, blocked return for a touchdown. It's like,
Yeah.
there it goes.
Right.
And then 7 becomes,
Then it was
6. It was 6.
Yeah, then it was a
because
long
extra point.
field goal drive by the Cowboys,
Yeah.
right? And then the next drive was the Saquon Barkley pick 6, right? But
Noah Igbenogany doing more for the Cowboys than I think he ever did with the Miami Dolphins. He was first-round pick in 2020, but he scoops up the ball on the run and stays in bounds, and off he goes.
Yeah.
A hell of a play. There they go.
Unblocked to start the football
Yeah.
game on your first field goal attempt of the season. So Dallas and John Fossil, who we know is one of the best special team coordinators in all of football, yeah, he obviously found something, a little issue with their field goal protection there. But shocking, definitely shocking. Listen, I think you and I both knew the Dallas Cowboys were the better football team. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys have one of the best rosters in football. I did an exercise on my podcast 2 weeks ago. They were in my top 5 for rosters in football. But I thought, week 1, Giants at home. Giants have been, the stepchild of the Dallas Cowboys lately. The way Brian Daboll called games, hey, their second meeting last year, the Giants certainly hung around for a little bit. There were some positives there. I thought maybe we'd catch them off guard to a degree and just keep it close, like you were kind of saying. Keep it close, keep it 7-4, whatever else. But no, the walls caved in. And then Dallas, I think where it was disappointing is not only missed X's and O's there, but Dallas just overran our offensive line. And I'm saying our because I'm a big Giant fan. But this is an amazing play. I mean, Micah Parsons is the first guy you want to talk about in Dallas. He was everywhere, and 3 Rockets were up his ass off the ball all game long. But then Trayvon Diggs making that hit to cause the ball to pop in the air. They get the pick 6, Deron Bland. And I don't know, Mike, how you feel, but Dallas was certainly one of those teams that I'd go, they looked like on another level than the other team they played, just like the 49ers did. We'll get to that later. But certainly one of those teams where I go, ooh, they're in the running for the best-looking team week 1 in the NFL.
And, here's the reality, especially in the NFC, we don't know what to make of these teams. We don't know what we're going to get. And we talk about it for months.
Yeah.
We think we know.
Yeah.
And then you pull the sheet off for the new season, and
I think
you don't know how bad or good you are because you don't know how bad or good your opponent was, and it may just be circumstance.
That's right.
You get up early and it changes everything, and I think there's so much anticipation for that first game. I think it may be harder to come back from a big deficit week 1 than it is in other weeks because I feel like the air comes out of the balloon faster for that first it's psychological.
Oh, yeah. You're like, wait, we've been preparing for this
What
for
the
a
hell?
month. How could this be happening? We've been so excited for this, let alone you haven't played that much football, right? I mean, their starters didn't play a ton. So you're not in the, wait, I'm doing everything perfect and seeing the field perfect mode, and we know how to run the 2-minute offense like it's week 10 and we're just a high-functioning machine. No, I think you're exactly right in that. I do think we know one thing about the NFC. We've been on this since last year. There's 3 teams we know that are good, for sure. And that's the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. We know. I know we said Seahawks maybe would get in the thing. We'll talk about them later. But those 3 right there, I don't think we're going to be wrong all year as long as if we keep saying they're the cream of the crop. We know what they are. Now, who else is going to jump on the scene? But they certainly look to stand above the rest yesterday, at least the 49ers and the Cowboys in a big way.
In my mind, Chris, I had it as Eagles, 49ers, and then that next cut, Cowboys, Giants, Seahawks, and we'll see how they all separate. And on the first week, 2 of them cross paths, and one just blows the other one off the field. The biggest margin, biggest shutout between the 2 teams since 1995 when the Cowboys won 35-0. Cowboys are the 5th team in NFL history to open the season with a shutout win of 40 or more points on the road. The last time happened in 1999 when the Steelers went to play the Browns, who were an expansion team that year in 99.
I remember that.
Beat the hell out of them. And I always say week 1, forget about what happens.
Yeah.
It's meaningless. There's 16 games left now.
Right.
The only thing that worries me is when you're playing a division rival at home and you lose to them, you still have to go there.
Yeah, sure.
And if they just be, especially
it makes
if they
it a little
kick
harder.
the crap out of you.
No doubt. Now,
and you got to go to Dallas at some point.
Yeah.
And you get swept, it becomes much harder to win the division. Although that doesn't really apply to the Giants because the Eagles or now it's Eagles or the Cowboys. Who knows? But whenever the Eagles and Cowboys play this year, that becomes a bigger deal because the Cowboys look like they're ready based on last night. But again, it's just those moments early on. They stepped up and made the plays, but that makes it 6-0, 9-0, 16-0, 19-0, 26-0. I mean, and if the Giants can't answer, and they were trying to answer, but the hole gets deeper and deeper, and at some point it's just like, screw it, let's get out of here. It's raining. It's miserable. Let's just get the hell out of here and regroup.
They were outclassed last night. I mean, Dallas, just like the 49er game, when you're watching it, it was like, wait, are they in fast forward and the Giants are in slow motion? They looked phenomenal on the field, and they got some stars on both sides of the ball.
How does that happen, though?
Are
How
big
does
difference
one team
makers.
show up and look like they're stuck in mud, and the other team, everyone's got to rocket up their ass or more?
Well, Dallas, that's to the point here where I think you're a little underestimating Dallas. Dallas has got some real stars and studs on the team throughout. I mean, their O-line is certainly one of the best in football, right? Pollard looked good. I mean, he's looked good. I couldn't go over
Coming
how
off broken ankle last time
exactly.
we saw him.
I was shocked by that. Of course, CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott, I know, is going to, be back on his A game. Micah Parsons, Diggs, those are big-time playmakers, let alone to go along with, DeMarcus Lawrence on the edge and some other guys in the inside there that are good. Their secondary's got a lot of good cover corners. Safety's a position they've questioned. But also onto that, and I think one of the things we've seen with Dallas, and maybe we've even made fun of them before, they are a momentum team. Like when they're good, like they did to your Minnesota Vikings last year. Once they get rolling, they're like, and they love being the bullies and then just smashing your face in the, into the playground floor there a little bit. When Dallas seems to have a problem is when somebody kind of stands up to them and they're like, whoa, wait, you're as physically gifted as we are, and whoa, you're as tough and crazy as we are? Oh, no. And that's what we've seen with the 49ers games, where they haven't been able to quite match that, or the other bully in the ballpark. Other thing I want to say, too, I'm pretty sure my dad is bad luck for the Giants when they play the Cowboys at nighttime, all right? Because the 1995 game you referred to is my dad's jersey retirement game.
Flock of Seagulls night?
Flock of Seagulls, me, come over, freshman year of high school. So dad's been to 2 Giant Cowboy opener games, and they've lost by a combined score of 75-0. So I think we need to keep Big Phil out of the freaking stadium when the Cowboys come into town.
So that was the one in 95, 35-0.
Yeah, Emmitt Smith waving as he was going down the middle of the field for a touchdown.
I thought of the Flock of Seagulls night yesterday, too, when Tom Brady was getting honored at halftime.
Sure.
because his son Jack was messing with his hair, and I'm thinking, who's he sending a message to messing with his hair? Because wasn't that what it was? There was some signal you gave to
I was trying to rub my ear.
That was your signal.
It was
to your
my
teammates.
ear to some of the because I was a freshman starting on varsity, and a few of the varsity players were like, "You better give us a signal, or we're gonna make tomorrow miserable for you." So
I didn't give him the finger.
well, I didn't want to ruin Dad's retirement ceremony, but either way, the Cowboys
All you
ruined
gotta do
it.
is scratch your head.
I know you are the king of the scratch. The Cowboys ruined the retirement party, and then the Cowboys ruined last night, which the Giant fans were excited. We feel like in this area that we're back, like we're at least relevant again. Daniel Jones, like you said, Saquon, everything. But that was a disappointing performance, and I'm disappointed in the O-line. The O-line is something I thought would give us a little bit better of a fighting chance, and I mean, as you saw, it was like we hadn't seen Micah Parsons in person before. Micah Parsons was the most impressive defensive player in the NFL that I saw yesterday. And there were some other good ones that we'll talk about in a little while. But, man, I just could not get over his first step off the ball, his power, his energy, just everything. He really, really stood out.
He was already a great player. You throw on top of it, he busts his ass.
He busts
commits
his ass.
himself
That's
to
right.
it completely. And this is the year that he's putting the hay in the barn to surpass what Nick Bosa got last week.
Right,
It's just a matter of time before he's knocking on Jerry Jones' door saying, I want mine. And they're not going to be able to say, well, Micah, you kind of tailed off a little bit this year. He's bringing it.
It's prime. I think you're going to see prime Micah
But
here.
see, that's the thing. Maybe the Giants' offensive line is going to be great for the rest of the year because they only see Micah one other time. They're not going to be dealing with Micah on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll be ready to block other guys. It's just that Micah is front and center above the rest. Here's
They're
Mike
tough
McCarthy.
tests.
Let's have a listen to the Cowboys head coach. McCarthy, for his first time winning week 1 as the Cowboys coach, talking about the team's pass rush, which overwhelmed the Giants on Sunday night.
Well, I mean, that's who we are. I clearly feel, we've taken another step. You could see that in training camp. But I would say, you look at the way teams are going to try to play us. You look at their first series. I mean, they're going to try to pound the ball and challenge our run defense, over and over again, try to, soften up the pass rush. But, the pass rush was relentless tonight. We gave up contain a couple times early, but, after that, I clearly was in total control of the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They controlled the game, and it just went downhill quickly, and there was nothing the Giants could do about it. And I was amazed that Jones was in
as late as he was, right?
Pouring down rain.
Right.
They got Dak Prescott out of there, got Cooper Rush some reps. But yeah, there's a point where you gotta throw the towel, and you just got to get the hell out of there because you got a long season to still play, and you don't want to just be stubborn and try. We don't want to be shut out, so we're gonna keep our quarterback in. We're going to put him in harm's way when he doesn't really need to be, just because 40-7 is going to look better in the newspaper than 40-0.
It's tough. I mean, I'm with you too. I looked over there as I was doing my podcast, going, "Damn, he's still in the game. I can't believe this," right? Because I had it on as I was doing it, but at the same time, knowing coaches, they're going, "We need the work. Obviously, we got to get some reps here. We're not as good as I maybe or where I thought we were." And then added into that, you don't want to pull them too early. You're getting your butts kicked. We're not playing our best, so you'd like something positive to happen. And then you're also going, wait, I got to get these guys in shape for the next 2 weeks we got here because they got, at Arizona Cardinals and then 2 San Francisco, right? So they got 2 games here in the next 10, 11 days. So I think that's the other aspect of it, too, as I started to unpack it because I was just like you were. I was going, man, I can't believe he's out there, the hits he was taking. I mean, Chris Collinsworth said it on the telecast. We got to a point in the game where it felt like Daniel Jones from, 3 seasons ago. He got the ball, and it was literally like, just run. Get out of there. There's somebody in your face. You got no chance. Don't look down the field. Dallas's got so many athletic guys up front. And like McCarthy talked on that little, presser there, people try to run the ball on them because they're not big and they're really fast, but they just go, screw it. We're going to overwhelm you with numbers and movement. And then they got these damn good corners on the back end to go, yeah, we can load the box and we can play man-to-man. And Dan Quinn does some creative things on that side of the ball. I continue to give him credit for evolving past the Seattle scheme when he left there. But, yeah, Dallas looked damn good, Mike. They're scary.
One of the best things that happened for the Cowboys this offseason, Dan Quinn didn't get a
job.
offer to go be a head coach
That's right.
somewhere else, ultimately removed his name from consideration, which usually is a sign that he isn't
didn't
the
get
job.
the offer, right?
And he stays in Dallas, and some people think that he'll be the guy to take over for Mike McCarthy at some point, but we'll see. But Quinn there, and the defense showing it. Stephon Gilmore now on the team, so they have kind of just quietly upgraded, and they were already pretty damn good. And now we see that they're ready. They're ready. We'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you win week 1. All it means is that your worst possible record is 1-16. You lose week 1, all it means is your best possible record is 16-1. And we saw the Carolina Panthers in 2001 win week 1 in Minnesota and lose every game. It was Steve Smith's first game. He returned a kickoff for a touchdown to start that game. It's like, who's that kid? 89. Who's that?
Right.
3rd-round pick. Off he goes for a touchdown. But they lost every game after that with Chris Winkie at quarterback. So don't open a champagne bottle.
But that ain't happening to this team.
Don't smash anything either way. It's just 1 week. But, yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to be.
Yeah, they're going to be here
okay.
all year.
And the other thing, too, by the time I got back to the hotel and turned on the game, it was, clearly into garbage time. Daniel Jones is still playing. It was raining so hard that it, changed the material of, those new age Nike jerseys.
Right.
They never look wet. This thing looked like it was absolutely soaked.
It was a monsoon here.
Miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable. And it's a good thing that didn't happen the night of your flock of seagulls. It would have ruined your
It ruined my haircut.
Look, I think we
Seriously.
may even have the proof
Oh,
of the
great. Oh,
flock of
there it is.
seagulls
That's
right
what I
there.
needed.
Oh,
That's what I needed.
it is.
Look at that. There I am with the biggest comb over you've ever seen. My mom in the middle.
Why would you have a comb over when you got a full head of hair?
I
That's
don't know
only
what
when you go
I guess I
bald.
had my head sides were shaved. And I think it was one of those things where, my parents were like, you better comb your hair for this event, because I don't think I usually would comb it. So it was like, I don't know what else to do. Let me just comb it over here. And there's Dirty Diana, my mom in the pink in the background, my sister Deirdre in the foreground, and then my
Grandma Sims.
Grandma Barbara Sims.
Grandma Sims.
Don't
looks
mess with
like
Grandma Barbara Sims. I told
looks
you.
like she kept Phil in line.
Yeah,
he
she'd
runs
keep
in the house with
everybody
a
in
dead
line.
squirrel, and Phil and the
Exactly.
squirrel both go out the house right
Snapping
away.
chickens' heads off with her bare hands. That's what Barbara Sims is famous for right there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.